Good afternoon, Bulldogs, and welcome to this universal episode of Bulldog Broadcast. I'm Sophia Valdez.
And I'm Hannah Vanderkoy. Today we're at the Downtown Museum of Art, where they have an abundance of eclectic images.
We have a wide-ranging show ahead of us, so let's get started.
Local celebrity Mark Medoff has brought a variety of artistic elements to this diverse city.
Recently visiting Las Cruces High School, Medoff enlightened many students on his career. Let's toss it over to Kendall, where she takes a closer look at this eclectic artist.
My name is Mark Medoff. I'm a professor of English, theater, and film at New Mexico State University. I've been there since 1966. I'm also a playwright, screenwriter, director.
Tony Award-winning playwright, Academy Award-nominated director, and New Mexico resident Mark Medoff has written and directed some of the most influential and artistically accomplished plays since the 1960s. He is credited with the discovery of Neil Patrick Harris. Medoff has written over 30 plays and directed or taken part in almost 20 films, most of which have been written and directed here in New Mexico, later making their way to Broadway or the big screen. But despite Medoff's successful career, he held on to his teaching job, earning New Mexico State's highest faculty honor, the Westifer Award. He continues to enrich the minds of students today and plays an active role in our community. Co-founder of the American Southwest Theater Company and director of Who Fly on Angels' Wings, a documentary following a mobile pediatric unit as it travels through underserved areas of southern New Mexico. Medoff's assistant elaborates on the impact he has on our community.
With Mark being here, the big impact that we have is that we don't get a lot of film in the area from outside, from LA or from Vancouver or any of those places. So with him being here, we get more local film happening and local theater happening. He brings it all in.
Medoff also aided the development of NMSU's Creative Media Institute. He is currently working on a student professional collaborative play, Waiting for Godot, that will open in January. Medoff has unique advice for aspiring minds.
Kids today are often advised to think lower than higher. I think that's crazy. I think kids should dream big, but understand that you have to give absolutely everything to that endeavor to find out whether you can do it professionally and for life.
For Bulldog Broadcast, I'm Kendall Anderson.
Thanks, Kendall.
Yearbook prices are rising, Bulldogs. On February 1st, the price of yearbooks will be increased to $75.
Speaking of money, did you know that women only make 75 cents for every dollar that a man makes?
Brittany takes a look at some of the women trying to defy the odds.
Through the centuries, women continue to fight for their place in society, from voting to the classroom to fighting in the military. In 1901, women began enlisting in the military, providing 12,000 nurses. Currently, there are 203,000 active duty women in the U.S. military. Despite the large amount of women in our armed forces, it's still considered a predominantly male career. Police officer and National Guard specialist Desiree Ceniceros explains her experiences being a woman in a male-dominated workforce.
It was amongst my peers. Some guys thought just because you're a female that they needed to help you with every little thing, and that kind of got annoying. But after a while, when you show them that, hey, I can actually do the work, or I'm actually better than you, outrun them, that's when they tend to accept you more because you can actually pull your own weight.
The role of women in the military is expanding as a direct result of Defense Secretary Leon E. Panetta lifting a ban on women in combat in 2013.
Everything's a stepping stone. So if we can get past one step, I think I don't see it being a problem, females actually being within the unit, boots on the ground with their male counterparts.
With the reintroduction of the Equal Rights Act, which was originally introduced in 1923, women are on their way to an equal pay. On average, a woman makes 77 cents to every $1 a male makes. The U.S. continues to grow into a more diverse workforce. Reporting for Bulldog Broadcast, this has been Brittany Romero.
Our show doesn't end here, Bulldogs.
We have a lot more eclectic segments after the break. Welcome back, dogs. Hey, Hannah, did you know that a new cat shelter opens here in Las Cruces?
No, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Let's toss it over to Maggie, where she takes a look at this meow-tastic shelter.
A new all-cat animal shelter called the Cats Meow Adoption Center, or CMAC, had its grand opening last Saturday. This shelter sprouted from the combined love and knowledge of 5 animal advocates. They were inspired by the lack of feline adoption venues and education in animal welfare. Too often, animals end up homeless due to behavioral and other issues that often can be easily resolved. CMAC is dedicated to facilitating lifelong adoptions for its feline residents. CMAC pledges to educate visitors with regard to feline behavioral, social, nutritional, and medical needs, set the standard for excellent care, ensuring that all feline residents are ready for loving permanent homes, assist potential adopters with choosing a cat that is best suited for them and their household, and promote spay and neuter of cats in the community to reduce the number of cats being impounded and killed at the shelter. Evelyn Hancock, the manager of Cats Meow, explains what they hope to accomplish in the community.
Educate people about cats, because a lot of people don't know much about them, which makes them reluctant to adopt a cat because they really don't understand them. But our goal is to eventually end up adopting between 10 and 20 cats per month and save as many as we can. We know we can't save them all, but try to put an impact.
In a community of diverse animal shelters, this new addition of an all-cat shelter caters to the feline-loving citizens.
I think it is a really lovely setup. We're really impressed with it.
Being a 501c3 program, the CMAC solely relies on donations, which are tax deductible. If money's not your route, then don't worry, because this is a very eclectic shelter and there are plenty of other opportunities to help out. You could volunteer, foster a cat, donate items like carriers or toys, or even just adopt a new furry best friend. The Cats Meow Adoption Center is located at 2211 North Mesquite and is open Wednesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or you can visit them online at thecatsmeowlascruces.com. Reporting for Bulldog Broadcast, I'm Maggie Taylor.
Thanks, Maggie.
Do you want extra time on your lunch while still being eco-friendly?
Carpool Day is November 25th. Come with 3 or more people and get an extended lunch pass. Sometimes our rights go unnoticed.
You're right, Hannah. Let's send it over to Carly for BBC Talks About Stuff.
Hi, I'm Carly Henry, and this is BBC Talks About Stuff, where each week a member of our staff discusses the topic of their choice. Let's talk about rights. Recently, in Iguala, Guerrero, Mexico, 43 students on their way to protesting choices made by their government were stopped by police by order of the city's mayor. Official investigations conclude that upon being taken into custody, the students were released to Guerreros Unidos, a drug cartel. Since the disappearances, members of the drug cartel have confessed to the murders, and body parts have been found nearby. Activists aiming to draw attention to their government's injustices were murdered by their government. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with you? Hold on, I'm getting there. Here in the US, we enjoy a government based firmly around a document of 27 amendments detailing our civil rights, or our rights to political and social freedom and equality. and our civil liberties, or our protections from our own government. Our government is based on the premise of by the people, for the people. Here in the US, we have the right to stand up for what we believe in, to elect our own leaders, and we even have the privilege to state our opinions without consequence. And yet the political involvement of young adults has reached its all-time low since 1971, when 18-year-olds were given the right to vote. Now I know that in a large political system it may seem like you don't matter, but that kind of mindset is the fast track to oppression. By not voting, not knowing your rights, and not standing up when you see injustices just because that's the way things are and it doesn't really matter, you're creating the political environment you claim to detest. German poet Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said that no one is as enslaved as those who falsely believe that they are free. In a world where freedom is defined to speak or act without hindrance, and you submit to a government you don't like because you don't think you can change it, you're laughing in the faces of those around the globe who risk their lives daily to try and change their governments. So for the 43 students in Mexico and people around the world, I think it's only fair if us Americans, especially high schoolers and young adults, look at our freedoms and use them.
It's that time of the show that everybody loves.
It's time for Bulldog Sports.
What's up, Bulldogs? I'm Breanne Woods, and you're watching Bulldog Sports. Boys basketball tipped off their season this Tuesday, November 18th. The boys came out on top with the win and will be heading up to Hobbs to take on the Eagles tomorrow night. Good luck, boys. Now we pass it over to Tim Wood as he takes a look into Michael Uribe's life.
Behind these doors is the home of a very young and determined basketball player looking to make a name for himself.
Meet Michael Uribe, Las Cruces High School starting point guard. This is his second year taking on a varsity position, and he has been diligently working to make it to where he is today. I recently got to sit down one-on-one with him where I got a chance to delve deep into his mind and discover his past, present, and future regarding the game.
So, tell me, how long have you been playing basketball?
I've been playing since I was 5 years old.
5 years old.
Yeah.
What was there like something that got you into it, or like a family member, or?
No, just when I was little, my parents wanted to put me in every sport. Like, I was mainly a baseball player when I was little. And then as I got into middle school, just the friends I was around would help me got better in basketball, so.
Despite his talents, it has not always been easy for Michael. From battling seniors and players with a much larger stature, Michael also suffers from a reoccurring knee injury.
How'd you mess up your knee?
I got a Osgood-Schlatter disease, something like that. So it just really gave me pain.
Does that injury affect?
Sometimes, yeah. It affected me my freshman year.
It did?
It comes every 2 years, so hopefully it doesn't come anymore.
Michael's love for basketball reveals to us that this game is far more than just 4 quarters to him.
Basketball it's a lifestyle, you know. It's like, I wouldn't consider it as my life because, you know, like, of course, I love God, my family, you know, but basketball is like, it's what I love to do. It's a passion, you know. Basketball, I can get a lot out from it, you know, and then the reason I play is because, like, I can just get so much better from it. Like, you can never be too good at any sport, you know. You can just keep going, keep doing more, and keep helping out for your team, so.
Reporting for Bulldog Sports, I'm Tim Wood.
So keep an eye out, dogs. We'll be looking for more athletes to do feature stories on. Girls basketball will be taking on Franklin High School tomorrow night at the Doghouse. Come out and support our girls. Football entered their first round of state as they took on Artisco Academy on November 14th. Winning with the score of 36-15. The boys will take on Rio Rancho High School tomorrow night. Good luck, boys. Another winter sport making a splash is our swimming and diving team, where they won on November 15th. So let's dive into this student-athlete future on Division I, Andrew Gormley.
Las Cruces High School is a perennial contender for high school championships. Although there are many outstanding student-athletes walking the halls here at LCHS, some may not know that there are also student-athletes excelling in sports outside of LCHS-sanctioned athletics. Andrew Gormley, a senior at Las Cruces High School, has been swimming for the Las Cruces Aquatics team for 10 years. With Andrew's success in the swimming pool, it has put him in the position to swim at the collegiate level with the Division I swim team at Fairfield University.
You know, it's an up and rising Division I program. They just hired an Olympic coach, Janelle Atkinson-Wagal, who was an Olympic silver medalist in the 400 freestyle. Absolutely phenomenal swimmer.
Like many other student athletes, Andrew has had to overcome adversity and explains what he has had to endure on his road to becoming a college athlete.
Just been 10 years of insane hard work, 24 hours of practice a week, including weights and dry land. And I've been through a lot with shoulder injury and an ankle injury. It's been a pretty rough situation. It's made me a lot more humble. I was very cocky about where I was going to be going. Really just thought, okay, Division I, that's it. After those 2 injuries, I didn't know where I was going to go. And it really helped me focus on my teammates and how they were doing every day. And I would cheer for them. I'd be behind their lane. And you know what? That really shaped me as a person, because before that, I never did that. I wasn't the team captain and teammate I needed to be.
Well, that's all we got for you this week, dogs. I'm Breanne Woods, and this has been Bulldog Sports.
Thanksgiving break is next week, Bulldogs. We will not be having school the 27th, 28th, or 29th.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Bulldogs. I'm Sophia Valdez.
And I'm Hannah Vanderkoy.
Make sure you tune in next week for our Thanksgiving edition of Bulldog Broadcast.